Wow, thank you very much, our dear viewers, for being here tonight. We are excited to have yet another show on Hope TV, and we're looking forward to a beautiful, beautiful evening with you. So most welcome. It is very, very exciting to have you right here on Hope TV Kenya, and we're looking forward to a very engaging conversation tonight. This is Occupy Today on Hope TV Kenya, and we are indeed looking forward to a splendid evening. 1 hour of talking business on Occupy Today. And how are you today? I hope the week has been very fulfilling, the last 1 week, and we're looking forward to yet another beautiful week ahead of us because God is in it. And when God is in the business of his people, things move well, things do well. And so we look forward to a beautiful week ahead. But even as we begin this week, we want to begin it with a lot of power on Occupy Today, talking about the agricultural value chain. I don't know how many of you are in the business of agriculture, whatever the place you are in terms of planting, in terms of delivery, in terms of storage, in terms of marketing. I do not know what you're doing along that value chain, but whatever it is that you're doing, this is what we begin. It's a beautiful series. We are beginning the series today, and I'm looking forward to a couple of weeks ahead that we will be talking about agriculture. And so we will bring different experts at every touch point in the value chain to speak to us, to inspire us, and to tell us what is happening in agriculture. So your interest might be in agriculture, agribusiness. This is where you need to be for the next couple of weeks. And we have a power-loaded sessions that we will be uncovering and talking about agriculture. So sit back, relax, enjoy, and most importantly, learn, ask questions, engage us, and we're looking forward to a beautiful, beautiful season. So you might be not the one actually in agriculture. It could be your mother, it could be your father, it could be a friend, it could be a neighbor. So invite them and ensure that they plug in so that as we begin, they begin with us, and as we proceed, they learn, they get to hone their skills, and they get to ask questions. They get to also get a lot of exposure because the experts that we're bringing on this show this season are like no other. So welcome, welcome, welcome to this series of the agricultural value chain. It's going to be epic. It's going to be great. And we're looking forward to an amazing time in God's presence just talking about things agriculture. Because when God made man, remember at the Garden of Eden, he gave them plants. He left them animals and he told them to take charge, to have dominion over them. So while you have land, you have land to till, you have animals to take care of. This is what we're talking about this season, and we are looking forward to a beautiful, beautiful season. So karibuni sana. My name is Kajuju Gisharo. I am a consultant. I am an expert in growing people, individuals, as well as organizations for optimal productivity. And I do this through coaching. I do this through mentorship. I do this through training. So I'm looking forward to a beautiful moment with one guest that I have in studio tonight. Esther, I'm excited to see you tonight. Karibu sana on Hope TV Kenya on Occupy Today.
Thank you.
Yes, most welcome. I just want to give you this opportunity to introduce yourself and to tell us a little about
very many professionals like Esther Njogu. Who is Esther? Esther is a wife. Esther is a mother of 4. And above all, Esther is born again. I'm a born again Christian. And I serve God in the marketplace as a horticultural consultant. I consult for local and export growers of horticultural crops. And my consultancy runs all the way from land preparation all the way to the marketing. So it's across the entire value chain of horticulture. And I am a trainer as well. I train farmers, I train employees, And then I also help farmers and exporters to comply to the market standards. That is what we call the certification part of agriculture, because when you get into to dive into the market, there's so many requirements: food safety, health and safety, good agricultural practices. Basically, that is what I do. Yes, that is Esther in a nutshell.
Wow.
Yes.
You sound like you wake up thinking crops and animals and the things in between, but you sound like you have a real focus on horticulture. Did I hear that?
Yes. My main focus, I'm an agriculturalist because
Yes.
I have done general agriculture, but I think my expertise has fallen so much, has inclined so much on horticulture. And as we always say that a lawyer wakes up every morning to defend a crime.
Yes.
A doctor wakes up every morning to heal a sick person.
Yeah.
But an agriculturalist wakes every morning to feed.
Yeah.
So we feed.
You feed.
Yes. So I wake up thinking feeding people.
Wow.
Yeah, basically.
I've never thought about it that way.
Yes.
But what a good way to think about it, that you actually wake up to feed people. Yes. I wonder where your passion began. Where did you begin? Has your journey been like in finding this niche of consulting in the area of horticulture?
Okay, I have been in the horticulture industry now for over 20 years.
That's a long time.
Yeah, since 2004.
Wow.
And I think when I dived into the space of horticulture, or rather into the space of agriculture, I started with both animals and crops.
Yeah.
But I got to a point and I felt that there was a lot of opportunity in horticulture because people had been used to animals. When you go home, like every village has a cow.
Yeah.
Every village has a hen.
Yes.
But rarely will you get a well-manned kitchen garden where people get healthy vegetables. And I think that was my biggest inspiration. And then there is this issue of people thinking that we farm to feed people outside Kenya, but we are working towards feeding ourselves with safe food as well. So I think my inspiration mostly came from the need of feeding people with healthy and well cultivated crops, food.
See.
Yes.
Wow. Did you study this at the university?
Yes.
Wow. What did you study? I would love to know more about that.
I started with a diploma in general agriculture.
Yeah.
In a former institution that was called Limuru Girls Center, where we did agriculture all round. Then I later joined Egerton University and did BSc horticulture.
Wow.
Yes.
So this is something that you have actually taken right from your school days. It's not something that you just picked along the way and thought, wow. Yeah?
I actually was very passionate about agriculture when I was growing up.
Oh, yeah?
But my father wanted me to be a nurse. He thought I'm very compassionate. And
you're compassionate to crops.
Yes. and during when I was growing up, there was this notion of the people who do agriculture. You know, when I was growing up, because I'm a bit old, I'm a bit advanced in years.
Don't say you're a bit old. No, you sound like a grandmother. And you're still very young. You look
I'm
like
good in the industry.
Just a big sister, you know?
Yeah, I'm good in the industry. So there was this notion of the people who used to help agriculturally, the vets that used to go round, they used to use motorbikes.
Yeah.
And so my father was like, you want to do agriculture and become like these people who go around the villages with motorbikes.
With motorbikes.
But I told him this is my passion.
Yeah.
And now he see me going to places, and the question is always, you still going with your own agriculture?
Wow.
Yes, because that has been my passion, and I've done it with a lot of, I think I do it from the heart because it's something that I love doing. Someone once said that it's very good when you love what you do and do what you love. I think I love what I do. If you take me from the space of agriculture, I don't think I have elsewhere to thrive.
I can imagine.
Yes, and I serve God in the marketplace.
Wow.
That is why I serve God well.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Great. Amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sets me thinking of when you said you love what you do and you do what you love.
Yes.
How many people we find misplaced and they are doing what they do not love just because they have to make money? And I think life becomes very difficult when you do that.
Yes.
But thanks be to God, because you have found you and you have found what it is that you should be doing with your life, yeah?
Yes.
Yeah, so that leads me to my next question. Who then are your clients? I hear you say you consult for horticulture. So on a normal day, who would you be working for? Who would you be doing work for? And what exactly does that look like in terms of what you're doing?
My clients are Sarah, and anyone who wants to be dirty with soil. I always tell people, and it sounds funny, but it's the reality, that my office is in the farm.
Yes.
If you give me a call today and you tell me, Esther, I want to grow this, I want to do this, I tell you, you will, the first question that comes to me is, where do we meet? And my answer is always at your farm.
Wow.
So my office is at your farm. That is where we meet with my clients. And my clients is anyone who is interested in agriculture, who is interested in venturing into horticultural production, either for the local market or for the international market.
Wow.
I work around, currently my clients are spread out in Kenya and the bigger East African region. I work in Kenya, Tanzania, Rwanda, and recently I ventured into Uganda. Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow. Wow. So are they individuals only or even organizations? Do you consult for organizations as well?
Yes, I consult for organizations.
Yes.
I'm actually a consultant with the IFC, World Bank Group.
Yeah.
As the good agricultural practices consultant.
Yeah.
For the small scale farmers.
Yeah.
I work with organizations, big organizations that want to put systems in place.
Yes.
And I also work with the small farmers. So I think my clients range from that person who wants to do 500 kilos of tomatoes for the local market to a person who wants to hit the big global market with tonnages of avocado and any other crop that you feel like the market is demanding.
Yeah.
Yes, that is that is my clientele.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, wow. Great, great, great. And of course, one of the things that I'm looking at doing in this show tonight, because we are introducing this series of the agricultural value chain, is for us to for you to help us expose the different touch points in this value chain. Yes. Right from, and you can look at them from both the path of animals and the path of crops. Because I know animals, we begin at breeding, all the way to post-harvest, to marketing of the beef or the eggs or whatever else they produce. Yes. So would you want to take us systematically through both of them, the animal and the crop as well?
I'll be glad.
I know animals have different ones.
Yes.
Because they are different. I mean, they'll give us different products. Same to crop, but you can take either of the two and just take us systematically through
I can take both.
Yeah.
I can take both because I think I've worked with both.
Yes.
I've worked in both value chains.
Yeah.
So none of them is strange to me.
I hear you.
Yes.
Lovely.
Okay. If I would take someone through the journey of agricultural value chain, I think agriculture is the only field that I'll ask any client to start from the top, then get to the bottom. You first need to understand what is the need that you want to meet in your, when you want to venture, for example, into chicken farming, when you want to venture into fruit farming, what is the market that you're demanding? What is the market that you're targeting? Where are you headed? So once you think the top, you will comfortably be able to lay your base.
I see.
That is what I tell my clients. So basically, the agricultural value chain starts from somewhere that people think doesn't matter, but it matters a lot.
I hear you.
Understanding your space, understanding what do you, if you want to do something, where do you want to do it? And who do you want to involve? Where do you want to get with this? So to start with, the first thing you need to know is that, do I have the space? Many people come to me, Sarah, not once, not twice. They will call me and tell me, Esther, I want to farm. So where do you want to farm? What do you want to farm? What do you want to do? They just want to be in agriculture because their friends or their relatives are in agriculture.
I know that thing.
But you really need to know what is it that yourself need to do. You can't get into something because a friend did. You need to understand, where do I need to start from? I need to have space. If it is animals, you need, maybe if it's chicken or something like rabbit, you may not need a very big space. Maybe for dairy, you will go for a very big space. But for crops, we have crops that will demand very big chunk of land, depending on the volumes in demand, or there are crops that will demand very small pieces of land, depending on the demand volumes. So that is where we start. First, you have to know, where do I want to do and what is my target market? Once you know, then you have to do something that people neglect. Get an expert. You are an expert in your own field. Many farmers are experts in other fields. We have lawyers, we have pilots. Like my client, Sarah, you'll be surprised. Most of my clients are bankers.
Wow.
Pilots. I have one client recently who is a judge.
Wow.
Who works in the judiciary. So that is an expert in their own field. How you run your expertise in your field, you'll also need an agriculturalist in your field. Identify a person who will be able to work with you in the value chain that you've chosen. That is the expert that will guide you on step by step. And if you go in the crop way, don't plant anything until you know what is in your soil. We really need to know. We have people who do soil analysis. You need to know the soil. You need to know your water. We need to know whether you are going to bring in things that are going to jeopardize your production. So that is why we bring in the lab. We bring in the experts in that area that are able to tell us, Esther, you wanted to grow cabbages. So this soil right for growing cabbage? Because the soil that will grow cabbage may not be the soil to grow maize. So you need to know whether your soil is suitable for what you want to grow.
I hear you.
So after you have there, then you go to the next step of getting your planting material, a place that people have really failed because they think planting is the traditional way of getting your seed and going the way we were taught by our mothers. Yes, it was a good way because that is what was available then. But right now, agriculture is technical. Agriculture is a science and it is an art at the same time. So you really need to know where are you getting your material, where are you getting your mother material, your planting material. If it is animals, where are you getting your species? Don't just go to a neighbor and tell him, oh, okay, I had your cow gave birth, can you give me your calf? You need to know what is the breed that you're bringing along. Because if you do it wrongly, I always tell people that farming is like making a basket. If you do the base wrongly, the body will not stand for it. It will not take shape. You will need to work on your base. And the base is knowing your breed, knowing your land, knowing your environment, knowing your resources. And then after there, you're ready to go. Yes, I think that is a starting point.
Wow. Yes. Wow. But then again, thank you, Esther. You have quite some insight there. I'm looking at, for example, you give the example of a chicken.
Yes.
Yeah. So I'm looking at a chicken and I'm looking at, I need the breeding stock initially.
Yes.
So I probably will need an incubator or I'll need eggs and my chicken lay on them and they hatch. And then I'm looking at keeping those chicken. There's the feeding that goes into it.
Yes.
There's the structure that goes into it. There's water that goes into it. There's immunization for the chicken that goes into it, and so on and so forth. So my take would be there are different experts for every one of these touch points, isn't there?
Yes.
So there's quite some work to be done there.
Yeah.
Yeah. And what would your take be? Because I think it's possible that one can focus on just one area and not everything. I know there are people who focus on breeding chicken, and of course they are doing all this. But there is one person who's touching only on drugs that go into chicken.
Yes.
And their area is just that. They are focusing and they have such razor sharp focus and they are able to take care of that. So what would you say about that sort of focus? Okay.
Being a value chain, I always tell people that, I use a lot of comparisons.
Yes.
I tell people that agriculture is like a football match. The goalkeeper depends on the person on the other end of the field.
And you're giving an example with football, my friend. Do you want us to go down that road?
No, we'll not get to that. We'll not get there. I just want to bring the message home.
It is well, Esther.
That the goalkeeper, if the players in the field are not firm enough, as much as he may be very good in goalkeeping, he will not make it. They will lose. The team will lose.
That's true.
The same case with the value chain.
Yeah.
We need a good breed. So the experts who are specifically, who do specifically breeding.
Yeah.
If you go to the flower space, there are people who breed roses.
Yes.
Do you know there are people in Kenya, there are companies in Kenya whose work is simply to wake up in the morning, research on new varieties, research on new resistant varieties, and that is what they do. There's a company in Kenya, there are companies in Kenya that wake up every morning to hatch eggs to try and come up with a new species of chicken.
Wow.
That will resist pests and diseases, parasites and diseases and all that.
Yes.
Then every value chain has an expert. But farmers make mistakes because they think they can be able to do everything together.
Yeah.
Even myself, Sarah, I'll not be able to do everything, but I'll be able to tell you, for these good quality eggs, go to so and so.
Yeah.
For these good quality seedlings, don't go to a certain nursery because I know they are not good in research. They are not good in resistant varieties. Go to a certain nursery because I know them. So yes, they are experts. I want to answer your question. Yes, they are experts in every stage of agricultural value, including marketing. There is a person who will market your eggs, but there is another person who cannot market eggs but can market your meat.
You can
Yet
say
it
that
came to
again.
from the same
farm.
from the same farm. Yes. So every step in the value chain has expertise, and those expertise are available, and they are always open to help. They are always open with their services, and you will not go wrong if you use the right expertise in your value chain. Yes.
Wow. Yes, our dear viewers, I'm really hoping that you're plugged in and that you're there and that you're not going away. I would like you to just grab your glass of water, sit back, relax, enjoy, and also bring about your questions and your comments because this is quite interactive. It is a show like no other because you're hearing we are looking at the agricultural value chain. And today being the day that we bring it to you, that we break it forth so that then we can look at different touch points, is a good opportunity for you to be able to express your concerns, bring on your questions and your comments so that we make this as enriching as possible and so that we can be able to meet the needs in agriculture. Agribusiness is one of the areas that has so much potential in our land, but not unless that we benefit from experts like Esther here, we will not be able to go any far. So my dear viewers, please bring on your comments, bring on your questions. We are here. We are ready and willing to hear from you, to get your feedback, to get your questions, to get your comments, so that we can enrich this conversation. And even looking at it for the next couple of weeks, we can be able to see what it is that you want to hear, what it is that you want to know, and we can bring it on board. So that said, sit back, relax, enjoy and be with us for the next couple of minutes as we look deeper into this. Lovely. Esther.
Thank you.
Now, I appreciate that did you say you have worked in this space for longer than 20 years?
Yes.
Definitely there are gaps and there are challenges that you see.
Yes.
There are areas that you have seen that are not doing so well in agriculture today, with a focus in Kenya even.
Yes.
What are some of these areas and what would you like to see? You know?
Yeah.
Are there challenges? Are there things that have not been touched? Are there spaces that you would like to see more emphasis, more help coming in?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you, Sarah. Like any other business, agribusiness, or rather the bigger agriculture, has its own challenges. And the challenges start from actually land preparation all the way to marketing. And allow me in this section, because I've been so much in horticulture, to talk about the challenges in horticulture.
Yeah.
One, we have the challenge of the right planting material. Getting the right planting material is usually a major challenge to many growers because they actually cannot tell, what do I need for my farm? Choosing the right varieties that will grow in your area. There's, for example, maize. There's some maize that will do well in Ukambani that will not do well in Kitale.
Definitely.
Yes. So the selection of the right planting material, it's a challenge to many farmers. And then we also have challenges that are beyond our control. I think agriculture is one of the businesses or one of the arts or sciences that is affected by factors that are beyond human control. That is like issues like heavy rainfall, prolonged drought, and everything. Those are challenges that have been facing our clients, our farmers in Kenya. And you will plant your crop very well, and you're expecting to harvest tomorrow. Let me tell you, Sarah, sometimes I receive calls from my clients and I feel for them.
Yeah.
Yesterday I was in the field and the client is telling me, Esther, you were in my field yesterday and the crop was doing very well.
Yes.
Can you imagine I'm not harvesting anything? Why? There was floods.
Oh, no.
The rain came. What does the farmer do? Those are the kind of challenges that are facing, but that is now beyond human control. We also have the problem, the challenge of post-harvest losses.
Yes.
A big issue. I know the government is speaking about this in all forums.
Yes.
Post-harvest handling and lack of cold chain management. Because you realize in agriculture production, especially when we're talking about fresh produce,
Yes.
we are talking about a product that needs to be taken care of
Yes.
and get to the consumer when it is still fresh and presentable. But you do not have a cold room. You do not have a cold facility. You do not have what we call a cold chain. So it becomes very hard for you to manage the freshness of the product.
Yes.
And that comes into a lot of post-harvest losses.
I hear
For
you.
example, we in the season of mangoes. How many mangoes are you finding along the paths?
Everywhere
Thrown away,
you turn,
everywhere
there's
you turn, there are mangoes.
mango.
So because of lack of that, the expertise, not the expertise rather, but lack of proper management of post-harvest, we have a lot of losses.
Yeah.
Those are and then we also have the challenges of lacking genuine experts. Genuine, mark my word,
Yes,
genuine
genuine
expert.
experts, yeah.
Everybody wants to be an expert.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to tell the farmer do this.
Yes.
Everybody wants to tell the marketer do this. But we have genuine experts. So that lack of information, let me call it the lack of information. Right information at every step of the value chain is also another very big challenge that is facing our agricultural value chain in Kenya.
Can imagine.
And then
Yeah.
the big one comes, market access.
Oh, yes. You can say
Market
that again.
access,
Yeah.
market access, market access. It has been a big issue. And God will help us, but we are somewhere. There's a time it was bad. But it feels bad when you take a farmer through an entire growing period, then during the harvest, they have nowhere to take their produce. Market access is I think it's the biggest challenge.
Yeah.
Yes.
I hear you.
Yeah.
And of course, right after this break, we want to take a break right now. I will bring on another one that has been brought on by one of the viewers. Thank you for your engagement, dear viewers. Just keep your questions as well as your comments coming. We want to take a very short break. And once we are back, we can hear your questions and your comments. Thank you very much, Esther. We are moving on very well. We take a very short break and we'll be back right in a minute. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Hope TV is where you look and live, with an excellent selection of the best Christian programming consisting of local and international content, of inspirational stories, talk shows, Bible commentary, youth, health shows, children entertainment, contemporary gospel music, extended times of worship, live broadcast, news, movies, drama, Christian ministry programs, and so much more. Hope TV is another quality service from Christ is the Answer Ministries, with over 45% of authentic and credible local content every week. Hope TV is a sister station to Hope FM, Kenya's leading Christian radio station, with footprints across the country. Tune in to Hope TV, where you look and live.
I've actually been trying to find a balance. It's been really tough and hectic, but everyone says once you get a hang of it, it becomes better, and I don't know, but I'm hoping to find a balance soon because it's really been hectic. But you've been in the job industry for a long time, so I think you would know better. Sindio?
Huh? What time is it? I need to catch up on Leadership Forum. Do they have a radio here? Never mind. I brought my own.
No way. You can't be serious. Wait, why do you have a radio and you can just catch up with the shows on Hope FM podcast?
Really? Even Meet of the World?
I mean, you can find them on whatever platform, name it. AfriPods, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, you name it.
But I'm not subscribed on any of them.
So no worries. You can just check out the latest episodes on hopemediakenya.org.
You can now listen to select Hope FM programs on your favorite podcast streaming platform or directly on our website, www.hopemediakenya.org. Listen and live.
Wow, thank you, thank you, thank you for keeping it right there. We are back. I'm hoping that you have replenished your water. If you had run out of your glass of water, replenish it and let's continue. Just as we delve deeper in, our question was around the challenges that we are having, and Esther just said a few of them, including market linkages. Esther was going to ask, on that note of market linkages, brokers and what they're doing.
Yes.
What would you say of that? I find it like a real big challenge, because I'll give you an example
Yes.
of where I come from in Meru. I come from a village in Meru that grows lots of potatoes, lots of carrots and cabbage. And I can tell you that many of those go wasted in the land. Why? Because brokers come in and the rates they are giving the farmers is not something you want to give out. So you say, I'd rather my cows and my neighbors and my children eat this, you know?
Yes.
So what would you say about that? Because I think it's a real big challenge in our agriculture today.
Yes. Okay. I will give them a bit kinder name. I'll not call them brokers.
Yes.
I'll call them middlemen.
Okay.
Yes,
Yeah.
that is what we call them, or rather agents. When you go to AFA, that is Agricultural Food Authority, they call them the agents.
Okay.
And actually, they're supposed to be licensed.
Yes.
They're supposed to be licensed for every value chain.
Oh, is that so?
Yes. But unfortunately, we always have those people who do not follow the law.
Yeah.
Like in horticulture, for you to be a broker or to be a middleman, you're supposed to have an agency license. Yes. That is the law.
Yeah.
A broker or the middleman is a big problem in the value chain. Why? Because when the farmer was growing their crop, when the farmer was doing the crop, there's nowhere he had counted in the broker.
I know.
When the person was keeping his chicken or his pigs, I'm saying chicken and pigs because I'm very passionate about those two.
Yes.
There's nowhere they had factored in the issue of the broker. But now here, the issue of the broker comes in because of the lack of accessible markets.
Yeah.
Now, you've talked about Meru. Meru is very productive.
Very.
It actually have several clients in Meru County. And think of bringing your produce, for example, to the open air market in Nairobi. You will need the means. You will need a truck. You will need good roads. You will need labor. But here there is a person who comes in and tells you, I'm buying at the farm gate. So you are at the mercy of this broker. You are at the mercy of this middleman. And then they've gone to an extent of coming up with their cartels that you cannot access even these local markets unless you know
You're
someone. Yes, I have been a victim, so I know what I'm talking about. So what I would say about brokers is they are important in the value chain. They are not misplaced because they're also looking for something to do. But we need a regulation of regulating these brokers because they're exploiting the farmer's sweat.
I know.
They're taking away what the farmer has put so much from the beginning. And unless they're regulated, unfortunately, we'll have to deal with them in the market. I thank God because of the Horticultural Authority. They are trying as much as possible to try and regulate them, but it is still a challenge because brokers are rising all over. In all industries, we have brokers, but now in agriculture, they are bad because they buy at throwaway prices. And the issue of the broker is brought about, as I said, by the inaccessibility of market. If we can come and bring the market back home to the grower, I think we'll have sorted the issue of.
And I wonder I know we'll be discussing this when we come to market linkages.
Yes.
But just briefly, what does it mean to bring the market near the farmer?
Providing what is needed. The government should work in providing what is needed for the farmer to access the market. Like, for example, we have organization in the Ministry of Agriculture, we have different directorates. If every directorate worked on their line from production to marketing and they take responsibility, I think the farmer would be safe.
I hear
But now they work towards, I'm talking so much about horticulture because that is my space.
Yes.
They work so well on production. They inspect our farms. They give us regulations on what to follow when you're growing a certain crop. But when we get to the market, what are we doing? But they are private entities that are bringing market home.
You can say that again.
How are they doing it? Organizing fairs.
Yeah.
We have one that is going on from 7th in Berlin. I know it is far, but we always have some that are local. We have Iftex of Flowers in Westland.
Yes.
We have people who are bringing, they're there. You only need to log into the horticulture space,
Yes.
and that is where you go and link. That is also where, as consultants, get our clients from.
Yes.
You go there and you will meet your
clientele?
potential clients.
Yes.
Yes. And then something else, think about what are you presenting to the market?
Yeah. Yeah.
What are you presenting to the market compared to what the broker is bringing to the market?
I know.
You know, the broker has
We'll choose the best.
Will choose the best.
We'll choose the
Yes.
best. Yeah.
If you work on our quality,
Yeah.
if you work on the safety of the product,
Yes.
the market is there.
I hear you.
The market is huge.
Not to mention what I have seen happening in terms of aggregating
Yes.
from the small farmers within a village
Yeah.
and then selling as a
selling
group.
selling as
Yeah,
a group. Yes.
yeah,
That is a model actually that has worked very well.
Yeah.
You cannot bring to Nairobi or you cannot take to the airport 5 crates of avocado.
Yes.
But if you put you together, forming corporates, forming self-help groups,
Yeah.
and then getting the right standards, you will automatically access the market.
Definitely.
Yes.
Wow, lovely, lovely. We are moving on very well, Esther. Thank you so much for
Thank you.
being here. We really, really appreciate your insight. And dear viewers, I'm really hoping that you can keep sending your questions as well as your comments. They make our conversation richer. I'm hearing one from Faith McKenna who's asking, could you help us? Agro dealers whose business has been taken by the government in supply of fertilizers. Remember, at the outlets, we have agronomists who give farmers technical knowledge. So Faith McKenna is asking for help. I don't know how you will help, but I'm hoping that you could give some insight here, Esther, in regards to agro dealers whose business has been taken over by the government in supply of fertilizers. And she says, remember, at the outlets, we have agronomists who give farmers technical knowledge.
Thank you, Faith. That's a good question. As per asking for help, I may not be in a position to give the help. But there's something that I'll say. The demand for agro inputs in Kenya is very big. The market space is huge. And I will honestly let you know that the fertilizer, or rather the agro inputs the government is supplying to the farmers cannot satisfy the market. It's so big. So I will say that the government has not taken your business. It is not taken your business because like now, I have a clientele myself, very few of them have access to that fertilizer. Because remember, the government follows policies in like distributing those fertilizers. You have to be a member of, you have to be registered at the nearest KPC. Is it KPCU? Or the grains association that is near you, or you have to go to a certain place to get that fertilizer. But there is someone who needs CAN or NPK for the crop that is on the ground and has no time to register for accessing that fertilizer from the government distribution centers. Where do they go?
They come to you now.
They go to the agro dealers.
They go to
You go to
agro
Faith.
dealers.
So what Faith I would tell you is make available what the farmer wants. What is failing agro dealers, and that is a line that we also need to look at. I hope, Sarah, in your series of these shows, you will bring in the agro dealers.
Yes.
Because they are an important entity in the agricultural value chain.
Yes.
What you're failing is a lack of a certain input that is very crucial for a certain stage of crop.
Yeah.
Like, for example, there's a time that we were short of NPK. No, if you run short of NPK in Kenya,
What's NPK?
that is a compound fertilizer that has nitrogen, phosphorus, and but those are the macronutrients that are needed by the crop.
Yes.
So if you do not have NPK in Kenya, it's like telling people we do not have unga in the supermarket
I
shelves.
see.
So I think what the agro dealers need to do is, just like the farmers are doing with aggregation, can we do something about working together as agro dealers, probably import inputs together without much competition, because the space, the market is
It's
huge.
so huge.
It's so
right?
huge. You can't
Yeah.
satisfy it.
Yeah.
You can't. Yes.
Yeah.
Something else. The government is distributing the macronutrients. What about the trace elements that are needed by the crop? It is, you cannot.
Somebody has to do
Yeah,
it.
somebody has to do it. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I think maybe what we suffer from oftentimes
Yes.
is we are looking at the space we are in and we're thinking we have limited opportunities, yet it is so massive. If only we could look deeper and see the opportunities therein, if I'm hearing you. So it's a mind shift. It's a mind
Yes.
shift that our people
Yes.
need. Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. And I'm loving that you're thinking about agro dealers coming together and collaborating
Yes.
more, other than more competition. Because I think what kills many of the businesses is a competition instead of collaboration.
Exactly.
So my dear viewers, I'm really hoping that you can see opportunities for collaboration, because I think right now the world of agriculture, the world of business is moving away from competition, which can now kill businesses, to collaboration and looking for areas that you can collaborate, areas that you can bring in your expertise, the other person brings in their own, and the more we are together, the merrier for all of us, isn't it?
Yes.
Thank you, Esther. Thank you very much for that. So then with these challenges, of course, there are opportunities that you can see, right?
Yes.
And probably I just need you to speak into that. What are these opportunities that have still not been seized within the value chain? Of course, I hear you like bring on this one of agro dealers coming together and bringing in even trace elements that are needed for the crop.
Yeah.
What are the other opportunities that you see or foresee in this space?
I will start with the most common and most spoken about, but rarely exploited.
Yes.
Value addition.
Value addition.
Value addition.
Big time.
Yes. And you know, value addition, people think of value addition as something very big. I work with farmers who do fresh herbs and spices.
Wow.
Think of rosemary. You go to the shelf to a supermarket today, Sarah. I'm sure you will see containers, small containers written rosemary, thyme,
Yes, yes, yes.
and such. Value addition could be as simple as drying.
Yeah, just drying.
Yes.
Yeah.
Value addition could be as simple as blanching. Value addition could be as simple as packaging.
Yes.
Yes, just presentation, the way you present a product to the consumer.
Yeah.
Yes, so value addition is a big, big, big opportunity because people, I think we are so used to eating raw material. Can we get, even the things we export to the West, they don't go to be taken in as raw material. What do they go to do with? What can we do? We have people in the manufacturing.
Yeah.
Can they come up with a way of adding value? And that one will also help us in reducing post-harvest losses.
Yeah.
Yes, that is one opportunity that is very, very, very big.
Yeah.
Then we have other opportunities in every step of the value chain. We have so many opportunities.
Yeah.
I will start with one that will not look very, like it can make sense, but it is the truth.
Yes.
Can I tell you the labs, we have very limited labs in Kenya that help the farmers with the analysis.
Labs.
Yes, that is a big opportunity. People need to look into that. We also have a very big opportunity of standards. Personally, I do so many standards.
Yeah.
Farmers getting certified to various standards that are demanded by the market.
Yeah.
That is an area that people need to explore. Actually, it's a challenge that we are throwing to our universities.
Oh, yeah.
Think about introducing a standards unit because it is now becoming, every time you go to a farmer and they'll ask you, do you have this, do you have this? The customer abroad will ask you, do you have this, do you have that? It is a standard that is required by the market.
I hear you.
That is a space that is not exploited. Yes, we have so 1,000,001. I think in agriculture, agriculture is the only field that has so many opportunities that you can find 1,000,000 people in one room that are handling the same product, but at different levels.
At different levels. Because the value chain is very wide.
Yes.
And yet also very deep. As it grows wider, it grows deeper because of the little small things that have to be taken care of, isn't it?
Yes.
And many more opportunities. And I wonder what opportunities you see, dear ladies and gentlemen who are watching us tonight. You could send in those. Let us just talk about them and let's see how we can help people who actually feel like we have no opportunities right here, because the agribusiness, agriculture presents numerous, beautiful, amazing opportunities that are not exploited as yet. And I love
Yes.
some of those that you're bringing forth. I never thought standards would be
Yes.
a big opportunity.
Training.
Research and development. Training. You can say
Yes.
that again.
Yes.
Yeah.
Trainings. Trainings. Like now, I think the biggest problem we have is food safety.
Yeah.
How many people are willing to come out and defend the food safety in the local markets, in our local markets?
Yeah.
The nyanyas that you buy from the local market, how safe are they? Are you there and you would like to come into the space of food safety? Yes.
Wow.
The opportunities are massive.
They are massive.
Yes.
Wow. I hope it's an eye opener, that you can open up your eyes and see some of these opportunities, but not just see them, but also seize them, tell them to a friend. There are people who are every day asking for business ideas and looking at what they can do, yet these are very much within reach and we can be able to exploit them together. Lovely. Esther,
Yes.
the area of agriculture presents many experts. There are different experts, some of which we don't even know. I'm hearing you talk about standards and I'm thinking that is an expertise needed right there. Who are some of the experts that are within this value chain?
I will try and present all of them.
Yes.
If I forget, maybe very few.
Yeah.
You need experts in research. And in research, that's why we bring in the laboratories. Those are experts. We have labs that do analysis. Before you get into agriculture, please get to know your soil. Get to know the water that you're using for irrigation. That is an area of expertise.
Yes.
We have experts in planting material and breeding in animals.
Wow.
Yes, we have people who are just there to give us new breeds and new species. That is an expertise in the food, in the agricultural value chain. We have experts in propagation,
Yes.
not breeding, propagation.
Propagation.
Yes, that is the people now who bring in the seed and give you a seedling.
What is the difference between breeding and propagation?
Breeding is development of new
I
varieties.
see. Propagation is
Yeah, propagation is
making
now
more
making
available.
that variety that we've been given,
Yes.
make it into seedlings ready for the farmer.
I see.
That is an area of expertise.
Yes.
We have agro dealers, agrochemicals. Agrochemicals and fertilizers is a big space. It carries so many things.
Yes.
We have fertilizers, we have pesticides. We don't want to like calling them chemicals, but plant protection products, PPPs. We have PPPs, we have fertilizers, we have rooting media.
What is rooting
Rooting media.
Esther, go slow, my friend. Rooting media.
Yes, we have rooting media. Rooting media is there are crops that do not grow directly on the soil. When you're doing your nursery, we do not encourage direct sowing on the soil. We do mediums. We have like cocoa pit and pit moss. That is an area. That is another area. That is another opportunity actually.
Poppies and
Cocoa pit and pit moss.
Wow,
They are
okay,
rooting
so
medias.
they are rooting
We
medias.
call them substrates. Many people will call them substrates. They are used for nursery. For the seed to grow well, it needs a well-textured medium.
Yes.
And the soil may be too hard on that small seed. So that is why we advise on using a different medium.
I see.
Yes, yes, we have the substrates, and some big farms like the flower farms are not actually doing now crops on the soil direct. They do something we call hydroponics, that is bringing in pumice and all that. Yes, those are experts. You need an expert in that. You also need an expert. You also need expertise in setting up your irrigation systems.
Definitely.
The greenhouse people. Don't just wake up in the morning, go to a certain company and buy polythene. That is also another area you need to know. We have experts. We have experts in seeds.
Yes.
We have companies that deal with seeds. Seeds alone, nothing else. We have experts that deal with irrigation material, greenhouse material, and everything. We also have experts who deal with now the agronomy. I think that is where we fall.
Yes.
The agronomy part, the nurturing, the mothering. We call it the mothering. That is mothering of the crop. That is where you said I'm compassionate to crops. And the same case happens to animals. You need a vet.
Definitely.
Yeah, you need a vet. You cannot just rear animals and they are ready for the market without having vets. Then when they are ready, you need people we call the post-harvest expert. A grower may not necessarily be a post-harvest expert. Yes, you need a person. We also need packaging.
Branding.
Branding. I mean, we need cold chain transport, cold chain managers. We need code trucks. We need code rooms. People who install code rooms. We have people who drill boreholes. Yes, I think agriculture is the biggest employer. Yes, those are the experts that you need. So when you're doing something, in every step, when you come to us, like Sarah, if you came to me and told me you want to do a certain thing, you want to do a certain crop, I'll present to you what you need from the beginning to the end, and I'll be able to channel you. For you to get a good borehole person, go there. For you to get good irrigation system, go there. I think all the way to marketing. Yes, and then when you're exporting, if you're an exporter, there are people that we need in the airport that will not think that you will need them. We call them the documentation people. It's also an area of expertise.
Wow.
Yes.
And they handle documentation for your export work. And their expertise is in that area, just working on documents that you need for that.
You may not be able to do it alone.
Oh wow, great. It's an amazing heavy value chain that we just need to open up our eyes and see the opportunities. And I'm really, really hoping that, my dear viewers, tonight you're enriched. Your eyes have opened to possibilities and things that we can be able to do in agriculture, because you might think it's so small, but there is so much that we can do. And guess what? Our time is so much running. And I just want to invite you to do one more question. And then from there, you can do your parting shot and we come to the end.
Okay.
Yeah, somebody called Jane is saying greetings and praise God. Thanks, Hope TV, for hosting this important and informative talk on agriculture. My question to Esther is, I have been intending to start consultancies in agriculture fields or space. Kindly let me know if she offers mentorship or training on intending consultants in the field. So Jen is asking whether you offer consultancies or you offer mentorship for prospective consultants in the area that you're in.
Yes, I do.
Yes.
And I'm not alone.
You're not alone.
That is another area of expertise. We are so many.
Yes.
We have people in different areas of consultancy.
Yeah.
Yes, I do. I think the answer is yes.
Yes.
Yes, she can reach out.
And maybe in your parting shot, even as you close, you will be able to share your contact.
Yes.
So that anybody who would want to get in touch with you and you'll be of help to them can be able to do so. So without further ado, we are actually just coming to the end of our show tonight. We are so grateful that you have been there. But before we do, I will allow this amazing expert who has been so gracious to share with us her insight and her wisdom this evening to do her parting shot, and then we can come to the end. Karibu sana.
Thank you, Sarah. It has been quite a session, and I thank God that I had the opportunity. My parting shot is very simple. Agriculture is as old as mankind. It started in the Garden of Eden.
Yes.
And as I said in the beginning, that a lawyer wakes up every morning to defend a criminal, whether guilty or not guilty. A doctor will wake up in the morning having in mind that I'm going to make somebody better by treating. But agriculture, we wake up in the morning thinking of what you're going to put on the table. And this is my parting shot. Look at your table right now. You're having your dinner or you had your breakfast. Look at what you take and tell me what doesn't come from agriculture. So agriculture is something that we cannot run away from. Agriculture is something that is a field that needs all of us, and it needs us. So in whatever capacity that you want, please get into the agricultural space. Agriculture is a science, it is an art, and it is something that, it is a field that God gave us freely, and let's do it right. Don't just grow right.
Wow.
Don't just farm right. Days are gone when we used to farm for subsistence. Get into agribusiness. And you cannot get into agribusiness when you do it wrong, you have to do it right.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow. Wow. I am better than when we began this show, Esther.
Yes.
Thanks to you for your passion, your information,
Yes.
you have shared very generously, and we are so, so grateful. And maybe for the sake of Jane or somebody else who would want to get in touch with you,
Yes.
you probably could share 1 or 2 contacts, and they will be in touch with you.
Thank you, thank you. If you want to reach me out, I work, my consultant is agribiz systems. My phone number, that is the office line, it is a 24/7 line, is 0722 16 9992, 0722 16 9992. You can also reach me out on 0732 82 32 82. 0732 82 32 82. You can also reach me out. Actually, this is where Sarah found me on Facebook, Jogu M. Esther. I offer free advice on Facebook for somebody who DMs me, Jogu M. Esther. You can get me there and we can start a conversation. Thank you.
Thank you, Esther. We are so, so grateful. You've been so generous with information, and we truly, truly want to appreciate you. Our dear viewers, I'm really, really hoping that you're better than when we first began this show. We are looking forward to the next couple of weeks, power-packed, with more insight, more wisdom, more experiences from our experts. So please, plug in next Sunday. Looking forward to seeing you next Sunday, same time and same place, to the glory of God. So have a very, very splendid, blessed week ahead. May God go before you and bless you indeed. For now, it is goodbye.
Bye.
Esther, you're the best.